Welcome back to Judged by the Cover. Today I'll be talking about a readathon that two of my friends and I have planned for the entire month of October. One of those friends has a YouTube channel. Her name is Sive. Her channel will be linked right here. And then my other friend Abby doesn't have a booktube, but she definitely should. I would watch that. Anyways, so on September 29th, we got together over bowls of chili and planned out this readathon. Now, it took us a couple hours because we designed so many options for points. We have points for page count, universal prompts that we all came up with together, blue, and bestie prompts that like each of us came up with a couple on our own that nobody else had a say in. So, as you could have guessed by now, it's for points. So whoever has the most points at the end of October wins. And what does the winner get, you may ask, other than bragging rights? Second place has to buy them a drink of their choice from wherever. And then third place has to buy them a paperback of their choice from their bookstore of choice. So I'm really excited for that day because whether I win or lose, which after the first 3 weeks update looks like I might lose, but there's still hope. I'm just excited to go to a bookstore at any point, of course. So you'll definitely be getting an update once that situation happens. So some rules, ground rules. First, if you have any questions, ask the bestie chat because we made the rules. So of course we could decide if they need to change somehow or if we didn't establish something in the beginning that we need to further expound upon. Expound, whatever. It's not like I read a lot. Anyway, so say you started a book in September. If you read over 50% of that in October, you can count any prompts for it, but no matter what, you only count the pages, the number of pages that you read in October. And then on the other end of that, if you don't finish a book by the end of October, if you read over 50% in October, you can use any prompts, but you can only count the pages that you read in October. And then for DNFs, you can only count the pages that you read, of course, and you can count prompts if you've read more than 50%. So those are all kind of similar. I think you get the gist. I hope you get the gist. Other than that, you can have from October 1st to October 31st, because it's Booktober Readathon, to read your books. This is queso. And if you are listening to an audiobook, because audiobooks are reading and so are ebooks and hard copies, whatever, physical reads, it's all reading to us. If you're doing an audiobook though, you can look up the page count on Goodreads for whatever edition you're listening to, and then you can count that number of pages in your page count along with your prompts and such. So for page count points, from 0 to 99, no points. 100 to 199 is 10 points. 200, that was blue jumping in a box. 200 to 299 is 20 points. 300 to 399 is 30 points. 400 to 499 is 40 points, and on and on and on. You get it. I hope. If you don't get it, you need help. Other than that, we do Wednesday check-ins every week. Week 1, I was losing a little bit and I was like, okay, I need to pick up the pace. Like I thought I read a lot. And then week 2, after I picked up the pace, what I thought I had picked up the pace, I was losing by so many points. It's not even funny. And then Wednesday, this past Wednesday, week 3, at that update, I had read 5 books between week 2 update and week 3 update. And I was like, I have to have pulled ahead. Like I got like 300 or 400 points that week, but no, I'm still losing. And since then, since Wednesday, I've finished like 2.5 books, and I got like 150 points though from those 2 books combined because they were heavy hitters with the points, prompts, and the page count. So I don't think I'm winning, but I think I'm closing the gap. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I'm not gonna lose hope, you know? So there's a chance, but right now the standings, as far as I know, are Abby, Sive, me at the bottom. So I might be buying somebody a paperback. We'll see. I thought, like, I read every day. Basically, especially that one week, I finished almost a book a day. So these girls must be reading constantly, because I thought I was reading constantly. But I also found out Abby did an all-nighter to try and finish a book that got her tons of points. So I think I need to pause my other hobbies, like doing puzzles or playing games, to just read. But I was trying to like not get into a rut by forcing myself to read a lot. But I mean, I haven't gotten into a rut. I've just been enjoying my time. So I'm going to basically just be reading constantly. We'll have one last update this coming Wednesday, and then we'll find out who wins or who won, whatever, however you say that then. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, even if I lose, it's been so fun. And we already talked, and we're definitely going to be doing one in January because the holiday season is just kind of busy. So we didn't want to mix a competition into that. But anyways, moving on. So you've heard about the page count points, and there's also universal prompt points and bestie prompt points. So let's talk about the universal prompts. I may refer to my notes some because we have 25 universal prompts, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 point categories. And there's 5 in each, and 5 times 5 is 25. Quick math. So you can use up to 4 universal prompts per book, and it doesn't matter if they're all 4 in the 5 point category or the 1 point, like it doesn't matter. And then if you can't use 4, that's fine. It's not like you have to use 4, you just can use up to 4. So for 5 points, we have 5-star bestie read. So a bestie gave it 5 stars. Bestie blind poll pick. So you send a poll in the chat, like emojis or vibe words or something like that, and have them vote without knowing what book it is. The letters in the word October are somehow all in the title. I haven't been able to do that. That's kind of hard. 13th book on your TBR, and a library pick. So something that the librarians recommend that's up on the shelves or whatever when you walk in. So those are the 5 options for 5 points. And then for 4 points, we have bedtime book. So reading it at night after it gets dark outside. I think there was discussion on whether it counted to like turn out all of the lights and like read it in the dark. I can't remember. I have only done one bedtime book technically, and I did read it all at night while it was dark outside, so I haven't needed to ask that question, but if I do, it'll have to be established, you know. So bedtime book set in the month of October. Characters wear costumes or masks. It's a book that's been turned to a movie, and dark academia. So those are the 5 options for 4 points apiece. And then for 3 points apiece, we have weapon on the cover, bones on the cover, a scary word in the title, which we've had not some debate, but like some questions about what a scary word might be, like vengeance or vampire or things like that. And it's kind of just like, it's up to us as the reader, and don't count it if you would be mad if someone else counted it, obviously. So let's see, that's 3 of those. Continuing a series and a book that was published in October. So those are the 5 options for 3 points. And then for 2 points, we have 50% of the cover or more is orange. There's a number in the title. The first word starts with H, I think because Halloween starts with H, and Halloween's in October. Foliage on the cover, that includes like trees, vines, flowers, whatever. Y'all know what foliage is. And if you don't, again, maybe you need help. Read more. And then finally, there's a spooky animal in it. And then for the 5 prompts that are worth 1 point apiece, we have prime reading pick. So all of those little collections of short stories and things like that that you can get for free with Prime Reading. I've done a couple of those. I read a lot of creature feature ones before this readathon started, so I wish I had not read them until this month. But anyways, it's things like that. Short, for free, Prime Reading picks. There's a contraction in the title, supernatural beings in the book. There's a magic system, like a legitimate magic system, not like, oh my gosh, and then they magicked from here to there. No, like an actual magic system that has been laid out and described. And then finally, Gothic. So those 5 are worth 1 point apiece. And again, you can use up to 4 universal prompts per book. So you have the potential to get, 5 times 4 is 20. You have potential to get 20 points for that. And then finally, we have the bestie category. So each of us came up with 5 prompts. Sive and Abby's prompts for me are worth 10 points, and then my prompts for me are worth 5 points. So it's motivation to read kind of what the other girls like to read or have suggested to get more points. Sive's 5 are creature feature, found family, lowest rated on your Goodreads TBR, female rage, which I didn't realize how many books I read with female rage. Almost every single book I've read, I've been able to use that prompt. And then sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Those are her 5. And then Abby's 5 are Sweet as Candy, romance. My first book I read in October was actually a romance. I was very surprised because I hadn't read anything other than like thriller and maybe a little bit of fantasy and some horror in like 6 months. And I think I gave that like 4 or 5 stars. So I was very pleased with that romance. Rereading a childhood favorite, traditionally published fan fiction, an author with a pen name, and death personified. So I have actually read multiple books with death personified that I didn't even know that was going to happen, but then I was surprised because it was included there, so I got to use those prompts. So both of their prompts would be worth 10 points for me. So basically another bestie's prompts are worth 10 points for you, and your own prompts are worth 5 points for you. So then my 5 prompts are: a character drinks a coffee, which I found out happens in almost every book. A character takes a shot, takes place in a theme park, a character is a mermaid, or it has trauma in it. I don't know. I really don't know why I like reading very traumatic stories and how people go through it and what happened to them and how are they on the other side, whether it's worse or better, or they're overcoming it or they're not, whatever. I don't know why. I don't know if I feel like I relate to it or what, but almost all of the books that I read, no matter what genre, have traumatic experiences in it. And I have no regrets, and I have no explanation either. I don't know if I said this already, but you can choose up to 2 bestie prompts per book. So I could choose 2 of Sive's, 2 of Abby's, 2 of mine, whatever, or 1 from different girls. It doesn't matter. So anyways, I'll give you an update to see where we are after the month ends. I really look forward to finding out. Abby was like blazing ahead with over 800 points last time we checked last week, and then I had just under 600 and Sive was somewhere between us. So I was originally losing by hundreds of points, but now I'm like within 200 points of the winner, and that could be 2 or 3 good books, you know? But yeah, we'll see where this takes us. But thank you for watching Judged by the Cover, and I go out there and read.